I wish I had never Googled my boyfriend's name on the internet. I couldn't even suspect that a 15-year-old boy was capable of such terrible things. John was just a weak, stranded boy, and no one wanted to talk to him, not even teachers. He was weird too, and, he was ugly. We always mocked him, but then, at some point, I felt sorry for him. You might think I'm crazy, but I walked up to him, grabbed his waist, and said, "Hey, honey, now you're mine." And before he said anything stupid, I decided to kiss him. All my classmates were shocked. They thought it was some prank, so they started laughing. Well, yeah, it was funny, but gosh, he is so damn hot. I mean, way too hot. I don't know how I concluded that, but girls, you just haven't seen his beautiful body. But all of a sudden, you know what happened? He said to me, "Yo, honey, get off your dirty hands and wash it at least once a month." What? Guys, I swear, I was about to leave him without his ugly teeth. I kissed him, I took pity on him, and this jerk shamed me in front of all the school. So ladies, I sure haven't left it as it is. One day, I watched him after school and tripped him. When he fell on the floor, I sat on top of him, pressed his hands, and said, "Hey, listen to me. You can't treat me like that, got it? All you have to do is to love me. That's it. And by the way, for you, I bought some soap. So are you still thinking I'm dirty?" And I wish you could see that scared face. Yeah, he sure was afraid of me, and so he had no other choice. Our relationship was beneficial to both of us. The classmates stopped touching him, and I just enjoyed the fact that I had a slave. I was absolutely dominant over him, and he did everything for me. But then he suddenly disappeared. For a whole week. You can't ignore me like that. I called him every day, and he never answered. Then I thought, hey, it's 2020. Who calls someone at all? I'll just find him on Instagram and that's it. But soon I realized he wasn't there. I didn't find him anymore. No Instagram, no TikTok, no Snapchat or Twitter. Damn, I even took my mom's Facebook account thinking he was there, and he is missing. This goddamn boyfriend went completely missing. No socials, no friends, no anything at all. I wonder if school noticed it at all. But hey, I'm not the girl that will give up. No, no, no. I went on Google and here I picked all my searching skills. However, when Googling, I realized I don't need to know anything special but his name. And I shouldn't search him on Google. Guys, it's just terrifying. So prepare yourself for the truth, because I was dating a real monster. A minor boy with very serious mental disorders escaped from a mental hospital. And who do you think it was? Only this title gave me goosebumps, but I kept reading and couldn't believe my eyes. A schoolboy named John left his house in the middle of the night and caused a real disaster in the city. The boy went crazy and started to violate everything around, breaking all laws and norms of morality. The 15-year-old boy believes the city is captured by aliens in the human form who are trying to destroy our planet. I was like, what? I kept reading and then I saw this photo and his bio, and then I realized all those horrible things were about my boyfriend. People thought he was drunk, but investigation showed he has a severe form of schizophrenia and multiple split personalities. That's why he answered me so rudely when I first kissed him. The police also found that over a year John had been kidnapping pets on the street and shaved them. This news gave me the creeps so much that my hair stood on end. And then I started to cry because now I know who shaved my cat a month ago. I wish I never read this article. I became terrified. However, I kept looking for any possible information related to him. Under his name, I found 13 different accounts on Instagram and 6 accounts on TikTok. And it was a completely different personality on all of them. I mean, each account shows a different person, although I could recognize his face in all the photos. And one account showed him even in the image of a schoolgirl. I kept going through the photos and then I noticed he was wearing my dress and my red tights, which I couldn't find anywhere. He stole it from me. What a joke. Well, no doubts now. That guy is crazy. You just have no idea. I was so shocked. But wait a second, is that me on his last photo on Instagram? Then all of a sudden something touched my back. I screamed so loud all the city heard it. It was him. I was so scared that I started shaking as I was poisoned. There were a few minutes until my parents went to me, so I needed some time to keep him busy. I said, "Hello, "Honey, how are you? I missed you so much." But he just smiled and said, "Don't lie to me. Are your hands clear? Let me wash it for you." So he grabbed my hands and started licking them as he was crazy. Time seemed to slow and I just sat silently and didn't know what to do. So I said, "Please clear them more. My hands are still too dirty." He shook his head with his tongue outside like a dog, and then my parents went to my room. But John just pushed them back and jumped out of the window. We called the police immediately and they captured him a few days later. Now, he's closed in a mental hospital for decades and I'm out of a relationship for the next year for sure.
6'6" would be tall for any age. Not many adults are that tall. In fact, the average man is 5'9". But I'm only 8 years old. I only know 2 adults who are. One is my dad, and he's only taller by an inch. I do actually know one person who's even taller than me. I'll tell you about him later. My mom tells me that I was already 2 feet tall when I was born, and I weighed 14 pounds. I was a very big baby, and I've only grown since. My doctor even told me I'm as tall as the boxer Vladimir Klitschko. There are some health problems that come with being tall, so my parents make sure I'm always healthy. Apparently, I'm more likely to get these things called blood clots. The thing I hate most isn't blood clots though, it's the clothes. There are no cool clothes for a kid my size. All my other friends wear really cool t-shirts with their favorite cartoon characters and stuff on them, but I have to wear boring shirts that granddads would wear. And my feet are a size 12, which means lame shoes. I'm roughly twice the size of all my classmates. I tower over everyone in school, and I've even made it into the Guinness Book of Records as the tallest and heaviest baby ever born. I don't want to brag, but when I was 5 years old, I got put in the book again, this time as the tallest toddler ever. Schools aren't exactly built for people as tall as me. Because my chair and my table are too big for the other kids, I have to sit on my own in the corner. Things were tough at first though, especially at school. The other kids weren't exactly mean to me straight away, but that's only because they were scared of me. You could see it in their eyes. Pretty soon I was given all sorts of names like Tree Boy, Tree Beard, and Groot. I started to hate myself. I started to hate being tall. But everything changed when I discovered basketball. My height makes me really good at basketball, and the kids at my school love basketball. Pretty soon the nicknames stopped. I was always picked first for sports teams. It felt pretty great. I should have always known I would be good at basketball because here's the thing, my mom is quite the player herself. She's 7 feet 2 inches tall. I used to be really scared that I would one day be as tall as her. I didn't want to be even more of a freak. But now I can't wait to be even taller than her one day. That's my new goal, to be even taller than him. A third reason to be in the Guinness Book of Records. Just joking. But please subscribe to the channel so you know how I'm doing in my basketball team. Sometimes I still worry that I'm kind of weird looking, but I do my best to see the positive. Do you think it's weird for an 8-year-old to be as tall as me? Please comment below and let me know what you think. I personally think everyone is super cool the way they are. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to practice my basketball skills. I'm never gonna beat my mom if I waste all my time just talking. My name's Scott, and for about 18 months when I was a teenager, I had been in constant pain. My mouth was hurting all the time. I had experienced toothache a lot as a kid, but nobody ever really took it seriously. But then, one day, it was the worst it had ever been. Day after day, week after week, the pain just kept growing and growing. My parents took me to dentist after dentist, but nothing they did worked. They tried all the normal stuff, but none of it helped. Soon my parents were taking me to different cities, different states, speaking to every expert they could. I mean, it was kind of great because I got to see loads of different places. California, New York, wicked places I would have never gone to in a billion years. Just a shame I spent all those visits in so much pain. Eventually, our trek took us to Georgia, where we met a doctor called, and I swear, this is no joke, Dr. Brian Payne. Yeah, Payne, seriously. It seemed like he either really knew what he was doing or really didn't. Either way, he came to a conclusion. He told me I had a super rare condition, and he told me I might actually have the world's most unique case of it. How mad is that? Basically, hundreds of extra teeth had grown inside my head, nestled inside my jaw and gums and stuff. Most of them were found inside a sac that was nestled in a part of my head that I think Dr. Payne called the molar region of the lower jaw or something like that. We had to get them out. The surgery lasted for 3 hours. I could have watched Lord of the Rings in that time, but I was out of consciousness the whole time. Basically, they had to drill down into the top of the lower jaw, make a sort of window, and then reach in to remove the sac. There were obvious challenges that followed. The process of ripping more than 200 teeth out of your face can leave your mouth kind of messed up. I had to have a lot more dental surgery just to get everything back to normal, 10 surgeries in total. For a long time, even the most basic of speech became super hard for me. That kind of sucked. I was young. It's hard to have friends when you can't even speak, and your friends are your whole life when you're young. I basically had to learn how to talk all over again. But it's good, I got there. Listen to how good I am at talking now. The doctors were kind enough to let me keep the teeth, so I did what any guy would do. I put them in a jar, sealed the jar, and I use it like a maraca in my band.